Today, November 19th, the Christian Church thanks God for the life and charity of Elizabeth, Princess of Hungary. Elizabeth was born to King Andrew II in 1207 AD in Hungary. At a very young age, she was arranged to be married to Ludwig of Thuringia, a state in central Germany. Such arranged marriages were common between nations, often used to form political alliances. Ludwig died during their engagement, and therefore she married his brother, Louis IV, instead. Their marriage was short-lived, however, as he died in 1227, when Elizabeth was only 20 years old. Even though she was still a young woman and could have certainly found another husband, she chose instead to devote the remainder of her life as a widow to chastity. Elizabeth would use her political influence as well as her royal affluence to establish essentially what was a hospital for the poor in the city of Eisenach. It was this charity and care for the sick that would be St. Elizabeth's legacy, with even many hospitals today named after this particular Christian woman. Sadly, Elizabeth, like so many others of her time, died very young, at the age of 24. But in her short life, she lived her Christian faith and used the vocation that God had given her for the good of her neighbor. Of course, I would be remiss not to mention our Lutheran connection to St. Elizabeth of Hungary, for Elizabeth's castle was on a mountaintop just outside of the city of Eisenach, and that castle was called the Wartburg, or commonly known by us as Wartburg Castle. It was here that 300 years after Elizabeth's death, Martin Luther would go into hiding following the Diet of Worms, assuming the alias of Knight George. During his time at the Wartburg, Martin Luther translated the Old Testament into German so that the common person could read the Holy Scriptures in his own native tongue. And so it is today, November 19th, that we do thank God for the life, faith, and charity of St. Elizabeth of Hungary, and pray that we also would likewise serve God faithfully and serve our neighbor charitably as he has called us.